Are past hurt, infidelity, and breakups keeping you from moving forward in your relationships? Is it hard to let people in? Be honest, sis. Is that old baggage that you've been carrying holding you back from relationships you know you deserve? If you know that you have trust issues, and let me just say, you are not alone. It is a very real thing, and it could be the thing that's keeping you from connecting, from growing closer, even finding the one. So in today's episode, I want to help you unpack where these trust issues are coming from and how you can stop letting them ruin your relationships, right? Because we don't do that over here. We fix relationships, all right? So if you're wanting to know how to overcome trust issues, I've got the steps, I've got the tips, I've got the sauce. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiff, your relationship transformation coach. I've spent the past 20 years working with high-achieving women just like you who are crushing it in every area of their lives, everywhere except their relationships. And look, I get it. Finding the one ain't easy, and relationships are hard. But you know what's even harder? Cycling through the bad ones, or worse, staying in relationships when you already know they're not a good fit. You want a relationship of ease, uncomplicated, someone to love you down, but instead you've been suffering through bad dates, sexual incompatibility, and someone who might be good for somebody, but not for you. And if we're really being honest, you know that deep down, the work that really needs to be done starts and ends with you. If you're done wasting time in dead-end relationships and sick of looking for, chasing after, or trying to convince somebody to be the one, and you're ready to become the one, then baby, you're in the right place. So prop your feet and let's clink glasses, because I'm giving you the tea and the tips to fix your relationships. Let's go. Hey there, I'm Dr. Tiff. Thank you so much for joining me again for the Fix Your Relationships podcast. I'm super excited to be here with you today because we are going to be talking all about how to overcome trust issues. I've got 5 simple steps, super simple steps that will bring you immense clarity and give you kind of a roadmap to help you navigate your trust issues. If you have them, not putting nothing on you that you don't have, but if you know, you know. If this is you, you know, shots fired, okay? If this is you, shots fired, you know who you are. If you know you coming into relationships with baggage, if you know you blaming someone else for what someone else did, then you may have trust issues. And you know if you have them, you know if it's hard to trust. This came up today. We are on this topic today because I was meeting with a client on yesterday, and I've been working with this client for a very long time. And, each year that we've worked together, we set a goal for the year, something that they need to work on, and that we want to kind of really be diligent about. And this person knows that they have some work to do. This past year, we've been working on something different, but the thing that is coming up as we are rounding the corner of the first half of this year, the thing that is coming up for us now is trust. And it's not that this hasn't always, been an issue, but I don't think that, we've dug enough into the trust issues that may be underlying. And so as we were talking this out, I'm also thinking in my head, I feel like this is a very relatable issue. Where do trust issues stem from? Why do we carry them into the next relationship? What we can do about it? And can you have a successful relationship if you have trust issues? Can you do that? I think that perhaps you can, but I think your relationship will be far better if you understand what those are and know how to navigate your own trust issues. So let's get started. This is a 5 simple step method that you can use in order to overcome trust issues if you feel like you have it, okay? And if you don't feel like you have it, but you know someone who does, how about you do me a favor and share this episode with them, okay? Let this be your way of sneakily suggesting that they own up to their trust issues, okay? Just slide them, give them a copy, shoot them a share of this episode. I would be grateful, and ultimately they'll be grateful too. All right, so let's go. The 5 simple tips to overcoming trust issues. Number 1, we need to understand what our trust issues are. We need to understand what they are. What is it right now that I have a problem trusting? What is it? What's the thing? What's the roadblock? Do I have trouble trusting and believing in someone? Do I have trouble accepting what they're telling me? Do I have trouble believing that they're going to be faithful? Do I have trouble believing that they're going to do what they say they're going to do? Do I have trouble believing that they're going to take care of me, take care of my heart, take care of me emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially? Okay. So that's number 1, understanding what those trust issues are for you. Okay. That's step number 1, and it's super critical. You need to know what the deal is, be honest with yourself, okay, about what the things are that you have difficulty trusting, okay? Number 2, know where they're coming from. Even more important than knowing what those trust issues are is knowing where they originated. So many of us with trust issues of trusting people, leaning in, being vulnerable, opening up, it stems from usually something going wrong in your past relationships. You don't just come out the gate not trusting, okay? A lot of times it's based on either something that you've witnessed and seen or been involved in. Okay, let me give you 2 separate examples. When I say witnessed or seen, it may not be that you yourself have gone through it. And this is called secondary trauma. Okay. Some of us have grown up witnessing certain things. Maybe you grew up in an abusive household where someone was physically or emotionally abusive. And because of what you witnessed, you may not trust people to take care of you in a certain way. You may not trust that they will love you in the way that you desire and deserve. You may not want to get married, or you may not want to be in relationship, or you may not want to interact with certain types of people if they remind you of that thing that you witnessed. You didn't even have to go through it yourself. You being in the vicinity was enough to keep you from trusting. Okay. Also, it could be that you've experienced it. Let's say I've had several clients where, they've been in a series of bad relationships, or a series of, people that have cheated on them, or a series of people that have lied to them, or a series of people that have stole from them, whatever that is. And so it makes them very cautious in going into the next relationship, and certainly puts them on high alert for certain things, and keeps them from trusting that someone else. And it's not that you don't trust them. It's just you don't trust them not to hurt you. Let's be clear about that. It's not that you don't trust them. It's that you don't trust them not to hurt you because of the hurt that you've experienced before. Okay? And so knowing where your trust issues originate is super important and key to the 3rd step, which is determining if the past is actually repeating itself, or if you're trying to keep it from repeating itself. Determining if the past is actually repeating itself, or if you're trying to keep it from repeating itself. A lot of times in relationships, we anticipate that somebody is going to do something wrong. And we anticipate that based on someone else having done something. It might not even be this person that you're in relationship with. It might be what's happened in the past. Well, so-and-so did this in the past, so everyone that I date going forward, I'm not doing it. I'm not going there with them. I'm not going to let this happen again. So I'm just going to act as if they did and move accordingly. I'm not going to trust them. Well, what happens as a result of that is that a couple of things, actually. Trust is already broken before it even begins. Okay. You're walking into a relationship. And I'm not saying, because trust is something that is earned. You don't freely give trust. But I also believe that you can't hold someone accountable for something that they did not do, have not done, haven't indicated to you that they are going to do. If it's based on your past, it is your issue. Okay. So we have to determine if my trust issues are stemming from something that is actually happened. If I have a legit and actual factual reason not to trust the person that is standing in front of me, or as a preemptive strike, I would like to keep them from repeating someone else's mistakes. And think about how silly that sounds. I want to keep you from repeating their mistake. It's that other person's mistake. It's not their mistake. If it happens again, it's their first time having that mistake with you. They aren't repeating someone else's mistake. Actually, if you want to get real about it, and this goes into the next step, you're the one that's repeating the mistake. Sis, I got to call it like I see it. You're the one that repeats the mistake. It's not them. It's not them. They weren't in your past relationship. The repetition, friend, is coming from you. And so number 4, the 4th step is owning your mistakes and getting there. How did I allow this to happen? What is it about me that made this breach of trust a thing? How did I usher that in? How did I welcome that in? What did I miss? What red flags were there before in the previous relationships, right? What red flags were there that I missed, that I overlooked, that I swept under the rug? And I'm not saying that this has to be all your fault, okay? If there are 2 people in a relationship, there are 2 people that can shoulder and share whatever blame we want to put on it. What I'm asking you to do is take ownership of how you got there. What did you not do? Did you not confront something that you saw or you felt or you knew? Did you allow your gut to be ignored? Because oftentimes, if you really want to think about it, the trust issues that we have are about not trusting ourselves. Because half of the time, when we are in situations where we are being disrespected, dishonored, not taken care of emotionally, being taken advantage of in a relationship where trust is broken, we aren't honoring ourselves. We aren't honoring that feeling in our gut that is telling us that this relationship isn't right for us. So rather than taking that in, owning how you really feel, if you're really being honest with yourself, we would rather blame someone else as the miscarriager of justice for our art. We're blaming them for what's gone wrong in the relationship and then developing trust issues based on what they did rather than owning how this happened in our relationships, what we could have done differently. And we're carrying the baggage of all of that into the next relationship. All right. So number 5, and I just alluded to it, doing something different. We have to, once we own the mistakes, we got to learn from them. And we cannot hold others accountable for our mistakes, for someone else's mistakes or ours. Okay. We can't hold someone else accountable. What we have to do in the next relationship is something different. And if that means, okay, maybe in this relationship, I'm not going to be as forthcoming about all of my financial business. I'm not going to brag about how much money I make or, give someone access to my accounts as early as I did before, because that did not work out for me very well when old boy stole all my money. Okay. In the previous relationship, I had feelings that this person was being unfaithful. In fact, someone called me and told me that they were sleeping with my person. And I thought that they were just jealous. I thought that they were lying. I thought that this couldn't be, they must have the wrong number. Or at least that's what I wanted to believe, because all of the evidence that I saw, the receipts of dinners that we never went to, the flowers that I know that were delivered to somebody, but not to me, the late nights coming home, the lies, all of that, it didn't add up, but I didn't want to believe that this was happening. What do I do differently? I start listening more to my head than my heart. Okay. I know what my gut is telling me. and I confront those issues. I'm not saying blame someone for something that you don't have proof of or that, you just think, but you confront those issues. You say it out loud. Okay. Know that if you don't feel secure in your relationship, it is partially your partner's job to make you feel more secure, to do whatever they can that's within their power to ease that insecurity, to make you feel more loved, to make you feel like they've got you. Okay. But in order for that to happen, you do have to articulate your concerns. You do have to confront it. And you do have to own it. Okay. So those are your 5 simple steps for overcoming trust issues. Number 1, understanding what those trust issues are. 2, knowing where they come from. 3, determining if the past is actually repeating itself or if you're trying to keep it from repeating itself. 4, owning your mistakes and getting here. And last but not least, doing something different, learning from those mistakes and not holding others accountable for the things that we've done. Okay. I hope that you found this episode helpful and that you've gotten the necessary tools today to confront some of those trust issues that you may have. And after listening to this, if trust issues are a thing for you and you're ready to unpack it, we can do that together. I have a few openings this month for coaching. I have a VIP intensive coaching that is 4 sessions, and it is a lovely, lovely package where we can get a lot of things done in a short period of time. I would love to see you meet and exceed your relationship goals and confront, quite frankly, these trust issues if you have them, and you may have other issues. If you're interested, you can set up a coffee chat with me. It's a one-on-one informational session. This is not coaching, but it does give me some insight into what's going on with you and helps us both determine if this coaching intensive is right for you. So if you're interested, email me at support@drtiffanyhenry.com or just tap the link in the show notes. This has been another episode of Fix Your Relationships podcast. I thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Ciao. Hey, babe, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. My goal with this podcast is to bless you with information that helps you fix those relationships that are most important to you, but not before you do the self-work needed to make sure that those relationships thrive. If this episode was exactly what you needed, then guess what? Somebody else probably needs it too. So do me and them a favor. Please share this episode with your good girlfriend and let her know about the podcast. And while you're at it, hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. This really helps to grow the podcast and puts it right in front of other women who are desperate to work on their relationships and themselves. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to join our community of like-minded women all on a journey to become the one. You can sign up for free at becometheone.myflowdesk.com/email. I know that's a lot, so just go on over to the show notes and click that link there. Thanks again for listening to Fix Your Relationships with Dr. Tiff. I'll see you right back here next week.